Juke started, Juke said something to Glock first. He said something to Glock. And Glock said something back, and it was sort of face to face. And, Glock surprised Juke and probably whoever else was in close proximity of this situation. He spit in Juke's face.
Key Glock's release party was suddenly back in the spotlight after a clip started spreading online featuring Hernandez Govan, the same Hernandez Govan whose name became widely known during the Young Dolph case. In the recording, a voice says, "Wanna be in everything but a casket," then follows up with, "Why ain't nobody talking about the shootout at Key Glock's release party last night? Inquiring minds want to know." Then comes the line that's got people talking. Whatever Glock was saying on that album, whatever bars homie was spitting, that had to be top secret. G14 classified, top secret. That's why this clip grabbed so much attention.
Y'all like to be in everybody's beat and want to be in everything but a cast. So why ain't nobody talking about the shootout that happened at Key Glock album release party last night? Inquiring minds want to know. And y'all pay close attention because whatever homie was saying in Key Glock era, that shit had to be top secret, some very important shit. It had to be G14 classified.
It isn't just what was said, it's who's saying it. When someone connected to one of the most talked about chapters in Memphis rap history suddenly jumps online and raises questions about Key Glock's event, people are going to pay attention. The timing, the history, and the way the message was delivered have sparked a wave of discussion across social media. But before rumors start running wild, let's stick to the facts. As of right now, there is no police report, no statement from Memphis authorities, and no coverage from major local news outlets confirming that a shooting happened at Key Glock's release party. What exists is the viral clip, the comments, and the speculation surrounding them. So if you're looking for confirmed reports of injuries, fatalities, or a major incident, that information simply isn't available at this time. The story right now is the clip itself, the reaction it's creating, and why so many people are paying close attention to it. Real recognize real, and that's important. This isn't the first time Key Glock's name has been pulled into a shooting rumor. Back in May 2026, social media exploded after a click-driven YouTube video claimed Glock had been shot in South Memphis. The story spread fast, pulling in thousands of views overnight. Facebook picked it up, X picked it up, and before long, people were posting, "They killed Key Glock," like it was a confirmed fact. The problem? There was no evidence behind it. No police report, no official confirmation, nothing.
This shit is crazy. Court documents from Young Dolph murder case reveal that bounties on pre-members totaling $225,000, Key Glock had $50K on him. Now this supposedly all the people that they put money on their head. And as y'all can see, Key Glock is right there. I ain't gonna cap to you. I don't know why these rappers keep on trying to pay to get people knocked off, because as y'all see, time and time again, the rappers always get told on. Lots of the time, when those people get paid to do something, they end up snitching as soon as they get caught, so it really ain't no point of paying them.
In fact, Glock had been active online and promoting music around the same time the rumor took off. That's why whenever a new story like this pops up, the first question should always be simple. Who said it? Where's the proof? Who benefits from the story spreading? That's not about ignoring what's happening in the streets. It's about separating facts from speculation. Right now, the clip is real. The person speaking is real. The history connected to him is real. But the alleged shootout remains unconfirmed, and that difference matters. To understand why people reacted so strongly to this clip, you have to look back at a major turning point in Memphis rap history. In November 2021, Young Dolph was fatally shot outside Makita's Homemade Cookies in Memphis, a case that shocked the city and changed the conversation around the local rap scene forever.
Happens quick.
The entire hip-hop world felt the impact of Young Dolph's death. But one thing often gets overlooked is the personal connection behind it all. Key Glock, whose real name is Markevius Cathy, wasn't just an artist on Dolph's label. He was family. Dolph was his cousin, his mentor, and one of the biggest influences in his life.
You gotta stop listening to these mainstream rappers. I don't care how long you've been listening to them. I don't care how much you used to like their music, man. Stop listening to these people, bro. These people done sold they soul. These people are living and worshiping the world, bro. Key Glock, you was independent, right? Dolph was independent. Dolph turned down $22 million. He say, nah, forget the $22 million. He already had money. You feel me? He ain't worried about making more money. He ain't greedy. He ain't money hungry. You feel me? He put all of y'all on.
When Dolph brought Glock into Paper Route Empire in 2017, he didn't just offer him a record deal. He shared a blueprint for success. The two worked closely together, released popular projects, traveled together, and built a strong bond both in music and in real life.
Y'all ain't need no label. That y'all ain't need to get greedy and need more and more and more. When Dolph first passed, then when the prime suspect in the Dolph case was Justin Johnson or Straight Drop or whatever his name is, he was one of Key Glock homies. And I'm like, man, what? So then speculation started coming in my mind like, man, I know Glock ain't had nothing to do with this. And then boom, something happens where it was like, oh nah, Glock ain't in there. So I was like, oh nah, Glock ain't got nothing to do with that.
Their relationship went far beyond business. After Dolph's death, Glock openly spoke about how difficult that loss was. He took time away, struggled creatively, and had to process the grief. This wasn't just the loss of a label founder or business partner. It was the loss of someone he looked up to and cared about deeply.
Then you drop an album called Glockavelli, and on the album cover, you got a crown of thorns on, mocking Jesus Christ. Boom. That's just strike two. You now, everywhere I see you at, you throwing up this same sign with it on your forehead. That's strike three. Not only that, but you say Dolph told me if anything happened to me, to go and sign to a major. He told me that before he passed. He told me if anything happened to him, to go and sign to a major.
At the same time, Glock faced another challenge. Paper Route Empire represented years of work, independence, and growth. With Dolph gone, many people wondered what would happen next. Glock stepped forward and continued building, keeping the label active while carrying the weight of personal loss. That's why emotions around these situations run so deep. For Glock, the story isn't just about music or industry drama. It's tied to family, legacy, and a chapter of Memphis rap history that continues to leave a lasting impact today. Now here's where the case took another dramatic turn and where Hernandez Govan became part of the story. As investigators dug deeper into Young Dolph's murder, more names surfaced, and each development brought new attention to the case. First were the men convicted for carrying out the attack. Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, was convicted of first-degree murder and conspiracy. He received a life sentence plus additional time, and his appeal was later denied. Those court outcomes are part of the public record. Then came Cornelius Smith Jr. Smith admitted he was involved in the incident and later testified for the prosecution. On May 15, 2026, he accepted a plea agreement for second-degree murder and received a 20-year sentence. Prosecutors reduced other charges as part of that agreement. Another defendant, Jamarcus Johnson, also accepted a plea deal connected to the case. But for many people, the biggest question was never just who carried out the shooting. It was who may have helped plan or organize it. That's where other names entered the conversation. One of those names was Anthony Mims, known as Big Jook, the brother of Memphis music executive Yo Gotti. During court proceedings, testimony included allegations that Big Jook was connected to the plot against Dolph. Those allegations became a major focus of public discussion. However, Big Jook was never tried in court on those claims. In January 2024, he was fatally shot outside a Memphis restaurant, adding another shocking chapter to an already high-profile case. With Big Jook gone before any charges related to those allegations could be tested in court, one major piece of the case was left unresolved. That shifted even more attention toward another figure, Hernandez Govan. This is where the story gets especially important because it helps explain why Govan's recent clip sparked such a strong reaction online. Prosecutors argued that Govan, known by some as Quet, acted as a key link between people allegedly involved in planning the crime and those convicted of carrying it out. According to the state's theory, he helped connect different parts of the operation and was expected to receive money for his role. Those were extremely serious allegations. Govan was charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy, charges that can carry life-altering consequences. When his trial began in August 2025, many people believed it would finally provide answers in the young Dolph case. Prosecutors presented multiple witnesses, including investigators, security personnel, and family members. They also introduced phone records, vehicle evidence, and testimony from Cornelius Smith, who directly connected Govan to the alleged conspiracy. Smith's testimony became one of the most important parts of the state's case. On the surface, the prosecution's argument appeared powerful, but the defense focused heavily on challenging the reliability of Smith's statements and credibility as a witness. That battle over testimony became one of the biggest issues at trial and played a major role in shaping everything that followed. It's also a huge reason why Govan's name still grabs attention whenever he speaks today.
State of Tennessee versus Hernandez Govan, count 1. We, the jury, found the defendant Hernandez Govan not guilty in count 1 of the indictment. State of Tennessee versus Hernandez Govan, count 2. We, the jury, found the defendant Hernandez Govan not guilty in count 2 of the indictment.
The defense argued that Cornelius Smith wasn't a reliable witness because he had a strong reason to cooperate with prosecutors and reduce his own exposure to serious charges. They pointed to inconsistencies in his statements over time, arguing that key details changed during different accounts of the events. Defense attorney Manny Aurora also challenged other pieces of evidence presented at trial. He argued that phone contact between Smith and Hernandez Govan wasn't unusual because the two already knew each other. He also questioned whether the vehicle evidence directly linked Govan to the crime. Those arguments became a major part of the defense strategy.
The case, and the judge said it. You did what you're supposed to do. You came here and you listened and decided. And that's the system.
Yeah, that's the system. And sometimes things work out the way that they should. And I, as a jury consultant, think that they do most of the time work out the way they should. I think whenever there's a conspiracy, in any case, it's extremely difficult to prove motive because you can say this person didn't like, the decedent. They had a contentious relationship with him, but that doesn't mean that they killed him.
Then came the moment that shocked many observers. After hearing weeks of testimony, the jury deliberated for only a few hours before returning verdicts of not guilty on both murder and conspiracy charges. The decision immediately sparked debate across Memphis and beyond. Following the verdict, jurors publicly stated that their decision came down to reasonable doubt and what they believed was missing from the prosecution's case. Govan thanked the jury and maintained his innocence, saying he was grateful to have his freedom restored. At that point, the legal picture looked dramatically different from what many had expected. Several defendants had been convicted or accepted plea agreements. One frequently discussed figure was no longer alive, and Govan had been acquitted of all charges. The verdict left strong reactions throughout the city and across the hip-hop community. One person who appeared deeply affected was Key Glock. After the verdict, he posted the message, "My city failed," on social media before later deleting it. Even so, screenshots spread quickly online, and many people viewed those 4 words as A. After the verdict, Key Glock didn't directly accuse anyone or make any statements that crossed legal lines, but many fans felt his message was clear. His now deleted post, "My city failed," was widely seen as an expression of pain, disappointment, and frustration over how the case ended. Others viewed the situation differently. Some commentators argued that while the emotions were understandable, court verdicts must ultimately be respected, even when people disagree with them. That tension between personal grief and the legal system became a major part of the public conversation. Fast forward to the recent viral clip. The recording that many online users have linked to Hernandez Govan includes comments questioning why people weren't discussing an alleged incident at Key Glock's party, along with the remark that Glock's lyrics were top secret, G14 classified, top secret. That's where the speculation exploded. Many listeners interpreted the comments as a response to things Glock may have said in his music or publicly over the years. Whether that interpretation is correct or not, the history between the people involved caused the clip to spread rapidly across social media. The attention isn't coming from any confirmed report of violence. It's coming from the context surrounding the speaker, the case, and the emotions still connected to it. Because of that history, even a short cryptic comment can spark major reactions online. The timing also plays a huge role. The clip surfaced while Key Glock is enjoying one of the strongest stretches of his career, making every headline and every viral moment around his name draw even more attention. Key Glock is currently in the middle of a major career run. He's preparing to release Project X on June 19th, recently dropped the single Go, and has been expanding his brand in multiple directions. He's also working on building opportunities for new artists while continuing to honor the legacy of young Dolph, the mentor and family member who helped shape his path. On top of that, Glock has been touring, landing high-profile collaborations, and growing his presence beyond music. From a career standpoint, he's operating at a very high level right now. That's one reason the recent rumors and viral clips have gained so much attention. Whenever an artist is making big moves, every controversy, rumor, or headline tends to attract even more eyes. The challenge is figuring out what's supported by facts and what's driven by speculation. Looking at the bigger picture, this situation isn't only about one party or one clip. It's also about public perception. Within a relatively short period, Glock has been linked to multiple online stories involving alleged violence, including claims that were never confirmed. As those stories spread, they can shape how audiences view an artist, regardless of whether the information is accurate. The situation also highlights how public conversations continue long after a courtroom case ends. Hernandez Govan was acquitted of the charges against him, and that legal outcome is final. Because of that, discussions today are playing out largely through social media, public opinion, interviews, and viral clips rather than inside a courtroom. What makes this situation so powerful is that public attention doesn't always end when a court case ends. Even after a verdict, people keep talking, debating, and interpreting every new comment through the lens of the past. That's why a short viral clip can suddenly become part of a much bigger conversation and pull attention away from everything else happening around it. There's also a larger issue here. Real-life tragedies can easily get turned into online content. Young Dolph was a real person with family, friends, and loved ones. Others connected to this story were real people too. Yet social media often reduces complicated, painful events into quick clips, rumors, and viral moments designed to generate attention. When that happens, the line between genuine loss and entertainment can start to blur. As for the facts, Key Glock is alive, active, and focused on his future. He's preparing to release Project X on June 19th and continues expanding his career and business ventures. The viral clip exists, people are discussing it, and reactions continue to spread online. What remains unconfirmed is whether any shooting or violent incident actually occurred at the event being discussed. As of now, there has been no publicly confirmed information establishing that claim, and it's important to separate verified facts from speculation. Looking at the bigger picture, the Young Dolph case remains one of the most discussed stories in modern hip-hop. Years later, the emotions, debates, and unanswered questions surrounding it continue to shape conversations throughout Memphis and far beyond. The bigger concern is what people take away from stories like this. When high-profile cases end without giving everyone the answers they wanted, frustration grows. At the same time, social media can amplify that frustration by rewarding speculation, rumors, and controversy over patience and verified facts. Today's online world moves fast. False reports can spread across platforms in minutes, and dramatic claims often travel much farther than corrections. That's why it's become increasingly important to question headlines, check sources, and separate what's confirmed from what's simply being repeated. That brings us back to the viral clip. A question many people are asking isn't just what was said, but why it was said and why it surfaced when it did. The timing, the history behind the people involved, and the ongoing public interest in the young Dolph case all help turn a short recording into a major topic of conversation. In today's media environment, a brief comment can sometimes create more discussion than pages of official statements. Meanwhile, Key Glock's focus appears to remain on his career. With Project X on the way, new business ventures, touring, and continued efforts to build on the foundation Dolph helped create, he's pushing forward despite the noise surrounding his name. At the end of the day, some parts of this story are confirmed and some are not. The clip is real. The history behind it is real. The reactions online are real. But claims about a shooting at the party remain unconfirmed based on publicly available information. That's why facts matter. Rumors may move fast, but verified information is what ultimately stands the test of time. Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the voice in that clip is really Hernandez Govan? And if it is, what do you think he was trying to say? Is it a message, a reaction, or just social media stirring up conversation? Sound off below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next story.